What's going on, guys? We're back with another Ranger video. Last video we ended it off with buttoning up the coilovers. We had a little issue on this lower shock where the misalignment spacer wouldn't come out of the old bearing. Got that taken care of. Spacers are back in, coilover is buttoned up. Now we need to set the right height. So I just measured this out. This coilover is 2 3/4 inches, which I think is going to be a good height, keeping it off of that brake master cylinder right in there. So we're going to come over here, measure that. That is 4 1/4. So we're going to go ahead and lower this side real quick and see what that right height looks like. All right, so ended up just pulling the tire off, making it easier. Took the limit strap back off, lowered this arm as low as it'll go. So now we can come in here and start moving this collar. And it's got to be about 2 3/4 inches, so we have a little bit of space to go. We're at 3 inches right now. We need to keep going. Oop, wrong way. Bent. We're gonna be right up there, so let's see where this is. Measure the whole time. Works out to 2 1/4. Just 5 2/4. All right, so we've got that collar adjusted to 2 3/4, as you guys can see right there. I'm gonna go ahead, remeasure the other side, see if I can take you guys with me. All right, let's double check this. This is going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but yep, 2 3/4 on the dot right here. So let's go ahead, set this side, lock that down in there with the set screw. And then we can go ahead and crank that coil back. Put the tire back on it. Hopefully the ride height looks pretty good. We might need to make a few more adjustments. I might actually drop it because this side is still, it still has some gap here, so I can definitely adjust in here and bring it up probably a 1/2 inch. So I might do that. All right, so we got the coilovers adjusted. I ended up switching the driver side, lowered it to 2 1/4 inch. The passenger side is the same right now. The truck looks like it probably needs to settle down quite a bit. It's kind of tough to see, but it's not where it's going to be sitting. It probably needs to go for a drive and it will, settle down. It's still on jack stands on the back end anyway, so going to end up switching out the lower shock bolt on the driver side. New center pins, new U-bolts. We'll do the diff fluid here as well. I'm trying to think what else needs to go on in the back end. I don't know. Might have to work on this shackle because it's kind of seized up, so figure out what's going on with that thing. But hopefully in the next couple of days, this thing will be back on its own weight and I can drive it again. One of the other things that we're going to do today is we're going to swap this power cable. This is the cable that goes from my battery in the back of the truck to my center console, gives the console power. The one that I have on there right now is just a little bit too short and it's stretching. So I got a longer cable. I think this is a 6 foot, but yeah, it's 6 feet. The one I have on there is 4, so just a little bit of room so it's not cutting and doing weird stuff. So get that swapped out. Should be pretty easy. It's just running from the battery back here, which is tucked away, through the rear cab and then to the center console. And we're gonna go through as well all the bolts, all the hardware, and mark everything. So in the event that something moves while we're in the desert, we should be okay. But if it moves, we can tell and get that stuff taken care of. Okay, so you guys can see now we have everything marked. All the jam nuts, ball joints, things like that on the radius arms, on both sides. The upper coilover mount's marked. So that way it'll just give you a visual reference. If we have an issue, if something's backing out, you can kind of tell, okay, this is where my problem is gonna be. And now that I'm looking at it, I actually missed this one right here. So I'm gonna mark that one, check the other side because I think I missed that one too. And we will start working on the interior. So we're gonna go ahead, undo this wing nut here, pull my old 4-foot cable. You can tell there's a lot of tension on it. Definitely don't want that. So pull that off. We're gonna run it through the cab and get this pulled out of the truck. If I can get it. Cool, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna just kind of leave it as it is right now. This is the old 4-foot cable. I'm not gonna pull it all the way out of the console right now because I have to pull the console out. I have headsets coming from Rugged Radios. That requires the console to come out so I can wire everything, route the headset cables through the cage, into the seats, stuff like that, make it look nice. So all this wiring is gonna get cleaned up. The only thing I'm gonna do today is push this through the firewall. Should only take a couple of seconds to do. And once I get those headsets by the end of the week maybe, then this console can come out and the wiring will get cleaned up. So we're just kind of waiting on Deaver at this point. Hopefully I'll get him back tomorrow. If not, then I'll just do the oil change and the diff fluid because it's looking pretty grimy back there. So the sooner the better, but it is what it is. We got 25 days. I think we can get it done. One of the other things that I haven't mentioned yet is these lights. They're great, but they're in a bad spot. I don't like where they are. I'm gonna end up taking them off and I'm gonna weld a tab. I haven't decided if I'm gonna go under the bumper or on the top and just parallel it with this KC bar that's already on here. Kind of leaning towards going under, and we're going to probably swap the lenses to amber. I think it's just gonna look a lot better. And it's all, it's nice having the amber light, so we'll see. That's gonna have to get done this week, but I cannot do any of that until the truck is back on its own weight because the welder is at my house. So that'll be fun. Shouldn't take too long though. In addition to that, I have a pair of KC Cyclones, like what I use right up there. So we're gonna put 2 of those somewhere in the back. Haven't really thought about where just yet, but we're gonna get those mounted and wired in before hammers as well. So there's a little bit of wiring to do. It shouldn't be too bad, probably take me a day. But I gotta figure out where we're gonna put these things. I would like to keep it relatively close to the axle. Maybe make a tab and come off of here. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe in here because it's plated. So I don't know. Mess around with it, see where they should go. But slowly but surely, it's coming back together. I really appreciate the people who have watched part 1. I don't know if this is something that we should continue to do, if it's something that people are interested in. So let me know in the comments if this is something that, you know, not a daily thing, but anytime I come out here and start working on stuff on this thing, if we should bring the camera out and document everything. So drop a comment below, let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys, and have a good day.